Alright guys, Prophecy again. Another awesome video of some little things that y'all requested me to show you how to do. This will be Survivor Squads and Fortnightmares. So, Survivor Squads are the most important thing to get your power level up. You could be level 310 and be a power level like 40. So, that's just it. So, eventually, if you play through the game, you'll end up with a mythic lead in every position, right? So that's what you want. You want a mythic in every position. You'll never get to 131, which is, I think you might be able to get to 132 now if you use a bunch of like survivor things or all that or whatever, but I'm not positive. But we'll use this one as an example. So this is my Gadgeteer squad. I have this lady right here in my leader spot. She's a mythic. That's why she's gold. And then I have all these guys right here in the spots. So every one of these people matches her primary thing. If you look right there, you'll see like the Rubik's Cube looking thing. That is curious personality. And so since she's a curious personality, you want to try to match all the other survivors' personalities with hers because it gives you a bonus to do that. Now, beyond that, you also want to try and match the set bonus with each other. So like this guy right here has set bonus of ability damage bonus. If I had just him in here, it would say 1 of 3. So I added this guy right here, and he also had the ability damage bonus and the curious. So the curious matches the leader, the ability damage bonus matches this guy. So now I'm 2 of 3. Now I'm 3 of 3. Now I'm 1 of 3, 2 of 3. Now if you look down there, you'll see where it says 2/3. It means that I don't have, I would need to add another one here to finish that off. But these two right here match with health bonuses. It's like that with all this, and it'll be yellow right there, and it will say like 7 of 7 or 2 of 2, you know, whatever, whenever you complete it. I have heard, I don't know how to verify this, that the only bonus down there, the set bonus that matters, that even helps you at all, is trap durability bonus, and it will actually help the durability on your traps. I haven't actually seen that anywhere. It was told to me last week. I had never heard that prior to that, so I don't know if that's true. So I don't even know if the 5% health bonus, shield bonus, and all that even is a real thing. I mean, I could probably change some of the abilities out and test it, but that would just be a pain in the butt, and I don't want to do that. Now if you go to manage, now up here where the crown is, these are your lead survivors. Anything that has a crown on it right there, or in the front of it, if you look like at the very beginning of their stuff, right here, it'll have a crown. That means it's a lead. Now, mythics, legendaries, there's all kind of leads, right? And so, eventually, as I said, you'll want all mythic leads. I have all these mythic leads available right now, and I have some in the collection book right here. Let me see, personnel, unique leads. See, I actually have some in the collection book, so I could put all those in the collection book if I wanted to. Those ones that you saw a minute ago. And so I just leveled up my collection book, so now it's going to give me something random. Survivor experience. Something I don't need, but, you know, whatever. Put her in there. Put her in there. You want to try anything that you don't use and you don't need, just stick it in your collection book. Because don't just get rid of it. Just put it in here first and then, you know, go from there. It will show you right here, the yellow, how many you can put in here. And so like this situation right here, the yellow check mark means that I've completed that book, which means I have all the lead survivors, I have them all. Survivors, I have them all. Defenders, I have them all. The reason why there's a 4 there is because I could replace her with another one that's a higher level. I'm not going to do that, but I could. Now, if I was to pull her out, if I was to unslot her, pay 20 V-Bucks, and then put that 130 in here, that would actually give me all the material back that I used to make that character 130, which is something I'll get into later, so I'm going to go ahead and just get out of here before I go down a rabbit hole. So, Survivor. So, There we go. So now I have all the leads. There are, what is that? 8, 3, 6, 8. There are 8 sections that you need leads for, and then you'll need to fill out your survivors in those sections. Now look at all these survivors down here I don't have. Now I don't use them because I didn't need them whenever to match the heroes that I have, because I don't have heroes in positions with this little triangle looking thing that looks like the symbol from Star Trek and stuff. I don't have heroes that need that. Now some of those mythic leads that I just put in the thing, they could have had those abilities and I could have replaced them with this, but I didn't. I went ahead and put them in collection book because as of right now I am 7 for 7 on all of these, and that's what you want. You want to eventually have a mythic lead and all of your survivors to match your lead. Now there are 2 mythic survivors you will unlock playing the game. Okay, you will unlock her, Carolina. You will unlock her playing the game. Just going through your mission progressions, she will eventually unlock for you. None of these other ones necessarily will unlock for you at any point. It's kind of random when you get them and stuff like that, but she will always be unlocked for you. And then same thing with Joel, right here. He will always be unlocked during the mission progression. So you'll always have 2 mythic survivors. There's actually not a place to put him in the collection book or her, so you don't have to worry about, like, you know, do I put him in the collection book? Do I put him in my squad? There's no place for Joel and her in the collection book. So they want you to use them in survivor squads. He's a dreamer, and she is adventurous. That's always the way it's going to be, I believe. I'm like 90% sure it's always going to be that way. So she'll always have to be with an adventurous personality, and he'll always have to be with the dreamer or whatever. Mythic leads, whenever you level them up to max, they go up to 270, I believe. This guy's 276 because I used a Survivor Supercharger on him. And so if you look, I have 4 Survivor Superchargers, so I can use it on this guy, and I can level him up even more till instead of being level 50, being level 54. I think he's 52 right now, yeah. So every one you use levels him up too. I used one on Joel. That's what, if you look underneath them, you'll see all the white dots. The white, or not dots, stars. The white star means that he's leveled up to 130. He's a 130 character. The reason why his power level is 138 is because he matches the personality of the leader. So if I had a different leader here, this would be 130. And that's it. If it's all white underneath and it has like a little bluish teal star, that means that they've been supercharged. All my mythic leads have been supercharged. Joel was supercharged and Caroline was supercharged. So, and I still have 6. She was supercharged twice, apparently. I don't know when I did that, but apparently I supercharged her twice. I probably need to go ahead and just do that right now since I have them. Just go ahead and promote them up. And just go down the line and do, and as I get them, I'll just keep doing it this way. Now, if I go and I put this commander into the collection book, or this leader into the collection book, it will actually give me back everything I used to level her up. All the rain, all the lightning in the bottle, all the experience, all the superchargers, all of that will come back to you. So you can use it on someone else. So if you accidentally level up something too much or whatever, and you're like, oh man, I really don't want that, you can fix it. You just have to put it in the collection book and then pull it out. And I'll show you an example of that right now. So if you go to the collection book, so let's just go to survivors. Let's pull this one out. Okay, so I pulled them out. Cost me 20 V-Bucks to do it, but now it's saying that I have 3 people I can put here to replace it. So these are level 20, which is the base level, so if I put them in, I don't get anything but just regular survivor experience for putting them in. But if I put her in, it's going to give me more survivor experience, which is what I use to level her up. So let me go level her up real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It'll give you all your stuff back. Okay, so she's a level 130 now. And I go down here to personnel, survivor, and I put her in here. Now see, I'm going to receive all that back. So everything I used on her to make her 130, I'm going to get back into my stuff so I don't lose that material. If you had used a supercharger or something like that, the same thing. Now the only time that is different is right here. I can show you in the Defender. If I go to put a 130 in here, all it gives me is the survivor experience and the things, because I already have someone in place. But if I was to unslot this and then replace it with the other one, which I'll do right now, I unslot it, and now I go to put the 130 in there, now it's going to give me all my stuff back. But before, if I had just put this one in on top of the other one, it would not have given me my stuff back. So make sure if you do this, you're pulling whatever is existing in there out first, or you will lose all the materials. So I will go ahead and do that. And then I'll go and level that character back up again. I always try to level the characters in here up to just their first level 10 thing or whatever, because it helps you with the experience at the top left there. It just gives you just a little bit extra for doing that. Let me go level her up real quick again. Now, if you play alone a lot, these people are godsends to you, because you can put down survivor pads, which is one of the traps you can build. Everybody can build it, you don't have to unlock it. Where's that? Schematics. It's right here. Defender post. You build one of those, you put it down, you can put a defender on it. Now the defender may die, you can resurrect the defender just like you could a person. You can replace them with a different defender if they're not being effective. So if you play alone a lot, the defenders are amazing. Now, like, I have a sniper that's 130, an assault rifle, another sniper, and a SMG. The reason why I made two snipers 130 is because the boom bow or any of the bows are considered sniper rifles. So I can actually give one of these people the obliterator, which is a sniper rifle, and I could give the other one a boom bow, or I can give them both boom bows. As far as like these two right here go, I can just recycle them because I don't need them for anything. I'm never gonna use them. I might as well get the hero experience and the training manuals for them. There's some things you can't recycle. You can't recycle any of these things because these are things that you get when you start the game. They're founders. It's the same thing with schematics. There's schematics you can't recycle because they're founders. That's what I'm talking about, like the defender posts, jump pads. These are all things that everybody can build without any issue. There's also melee weapons that are the same way. These are all founder weapons. You can't get rid of them. Guns. See, all these are founder guns. These are guns I can't recycle, I can't get rid of, I can't do anything with. Okay, so if you're ever in a menu, this will show you everything in that menu, no matter what it is. Trap, gun, whatever, right? Just on this instant. This will show you everything that's brand new. So if you just open a bunch of llamas and you got a bunch of new stuff, you go to the exclamation point, it will show you what's new in the stuff you got, instead of having to go through each thing individually. This right here will show you stuff that's available to be leveled up. So I can level up any of this stuff right now. I'm not going to, but I could. And that's why it's in there. It's the same thing with heroes. So if I go to manage, if I had new heroes, they'd be there. These are heroes that I'm eligible to level up right now. He's also one of the ones you can unlock playing, he's a ninja. You can unlock him playing dungeons. Yeah. And this right here, see, if I go to here, this is only showing me soldiers, only showing me constructors, only showing me ninjas, only showing me outsiders, or outlanders. This is showing me all of them together. And it's the same thing with weapons, heroes, whatever, defenders, everything's going to be that way. Expeditions. This is something that a lot of y'all asked about before. If you're a lower level and you need a lot of materials, and you have a bunch of heroes. So see, look at all these heroes right here that I have that just aren't in squads. Like they're just not. So what I can do is go down to expeditions. You'll unlock more expeditions as you level. So like you'll be able to send like 2 helicopters, 2 boats, 2 trucks. But first it's trucks, and then it goes this way. Now each one of them's timed, and each one of them has a difficulty. And if you look at it, you'll see where it says slot bonus. So if I click, we'll do this one. This is a power level 735. So if I can get heroes that are power level 735 in this, I'll have a 100% chance of completing this mission. If I can't get to 735, it will not be a 100% successful. This mission takes 22 hours, and these missions update every day at the what day is it? Is it 5? Let's see, what time is it right now? It's 2:30. It looks like they update every day at like 3 or 4. So we'll just go right here. So if I click this, if you look over there on the left, it says slot bonus legendary soldiers. So if I have a legendary soldier, which I have one right here, normally your power level is 130, and that's the max level you can do. Well, since there's a slot bonus, I can actually put her in that bonus, and she's level 212 instead of 130, which gives me a 28% chance of succeeding on this. Now I'll go through here, and I'll add him on there, just because. These are all heroes that I don't have assigned to any squad right now. If they're assigned to a squad on any of your squads, they'll be right here. So you won't actually, you can't accidentally send a hero you have on a squad out on an expedition and screw it up. It won't work. So these are all heroes that I don't have in expeditions. So if I send these 3 out on this mission, there are a total of 472, and the mission is 735. So there's only a 64% chance that I'm going to succeed. But I got a bunch of heroes that aren't doing anything. I might as well send them. You got to use research points on some of these things, but once you get to a certain level, your research is maxed out. Like I can't do anything with research, so I have 33,600, which is the max, and so I'll use it to send things out on expeditions. So you have to choose: is it more important to up the research, which I believe it is, or is it more important, or do you want to send out expeditions? Now, not all expeditions will require you to do that. So we'll go back to that one. It's a supply crate, so it will bring in like just like ridiculous amount of stuff. Now I'm gonna go ahead and send an Outlander instead of, no, I'll send her out, screw it. So they're gone. So now if you go over here to where the little clock is, it will show these 3 are out for another 21 hours. So I can't use them for anything else for 21 hours unless I abandon the expedition, which you can do, give your heroes back. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing here. It's a ninja and a constructor, so I'll send a ninja and a constructor, and then I'll send out my next highest level person, and then just a random person, and I'll confirm, send them out. And then I'll do the same thing with both. The lower down on the list you go, the tougher it is, the higher level. So up here it's a level 110, down here it's level 725. The rewards are better, but it's a lot harder. Look, I mean, I'm sending out 4 heroes, and there's only a 17% chance I'm going to succeed, because all 4 of them together is only 130 power level, which is fine. I've succeeded with 8% multiple times, and I've also lost with 95%. So it's just, I mean, like I said, if you have a bunch of heroes that you're not going to use for anything, you might as well send them out. I love the toolbox. This right here, the crafting supplies, this will give you stuff to craft like traps and guns and stuff. This will give you a bunch of stuff to like wood, metal, nuts and bolts, rough ore. This will give you stuff like that. This will give you stuff specifically for making traps, like depending on the level you send out for it, can give you oxidized mineral powder and things like that. And so there we go. So now I've sent out, I can send out another one. So I'll just send out another one here. There we go. 19% chance of success. And tomorrow, if you look at it, 15 hours, 15, 21, 21, 21, 21. Now, tomorrow I won't be on when these get done. So when I log on eventually, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday night for a minute. It will, I'll be able to get all of these, and it'll, when I log in, it'll tell you, like, you know, success or failure. So that's that. So there's survivors, and basically everything there is to the survivor squad. I mean, the names of them are pretty, like gadgeteers. They'll tell you, like, they increase your resistance and your power resistance. Increases your shield and shield regeneration rate by 1% per point. Alpha team increases your ranged and melee damage. This will increase your health, and stuff. So each squad has its own thing. I like the think tank, and I like the Corps of Engineers because they're both techie, and so all of your turrets and bears and things like that, they actually help those out. So the Corps of Engineers and the think tank are my two favorite because that's what they do. They're all about making your abilities better. And so, like I said, eventually, just playing the game, you'll end up with mythic leads. Most of the mythic leads are going to be stuff that comes in llamas. Some of them will come in the loot llamas like this, like the Fortnightmares ones. Some of them will be over here. You can actually buy them and stuff. Let me see if I have him. See, up here on the top left of his little box, it says that I own one, which means that he's probably in my collection book. So if I bought a second one, I can actually use him for things. And that's what his stuff is. So I have the gold. I'm gonna go ahead and buy him just to have him. It's the same thing with Raven. I own one. He's in the collection book, so I can buy another one. I own two, which means one's in the collection book, one's in my regular stuff, because I put everything in the collection book. And yeah, these are all things that I've gotten. She's just a random. She's one of the Fortnightmare things that you can add to the collection book. You can buy legendary defenders every week. You can buy this stuff. I would always buy this right here and this right here if you can. The epic and legendary flux. And I'll show you why in a second. But like every day, if you look right here, time remaining 4 hours and 16 minutes. This updates every day when the shop updates for Battle Royale. There will always be an upgrade llama here. That's 50 V-Bucks. Always. And this will always be random. So I have a Super People llama, and this is all stuff that I need. Now, since there's a red exclamation point on that mythic lead, it means that I do not have him. So if I wanted to pay 1,000 V-Bucks, I could get a mythic lead that I don't have. I don't personally think that's worth it. I'm not going to spend it on that. If there was 2 or 3 mythic leads in there, I probably would. This right here, it changes though. So like you see there's 1 rare, there's 2 uncommon, there's just a normal, and then the candy. So if I buy this and I open it, I'm gonna recycle all that, so cause I don't need any of it. But see, now everything's different. Now there's an epic, uncommon, and all that, and so it's the same thing. And there's 49 of these a day, or 50 a day. You can buy these. This llama right here will change every day. Today it's Super People llama. Tomorrow it could be a Super Trap llama. The next day it could be a legendary Loot Troll Stash llama. And it's not always going to be 1,000 V-Bucks. It could be 1,500. It could be 200. It could be just random. But there's 3 of them, so I could get a mythic lead this time. But if I buy another one, I won't necessarily get a mythic lead again. Now, what Fortnite did, or what Epic did, that is amazing, is they actually show you what you get now. It used to be the llamas, you couldn't see what you got. It was all random. I could buy this upgrade llama, and it would be, I would not know what I was getting out of it. So I could get a bunch of garbage. Like this would be garbage for me at my level. I would get a llama like this for 50 V-Bucks. I would be, you know, annoyed. Same thing with this one. I spent 1,000 V-Bucks. This could be garbage for me. Now I could put that mythic lead in a survivor book or collection book, but I'm not going to do that. But it used to be just completely random, where you could not see what you were getting, and that sucked. It's the same thing with these. It's just like this. You would see the llama, you could buy the llama, but you wouldn't know what you were getting out of the llama. And now you do. It also didn't used to open up where you could claim 6 at a time. and open them like this, where it just automatically opens them for you. You used to have to actually hit them and go through every item on each llama individually, and it was a pain. See, I own 5 of her and 2 of him, so I don't need anything else from Fortnightmares. I typically recycle automatically all this, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, because I don't need any of that stuff. So if you go to schematics and see the yellow exclamation point, means there's something new going on there. So if you go in there and you actually go to the exclamation point, this is all the new stuff I got. Now if you were to click it, down here it says recycle, which means that I already have it in my collection book. If I hadn't had it in my collection book, it would say collect. Same thing with survivors and heroes. If you don't have it, it would say, see, it says retire. If you wanted to put them in a collection book, it would say collect. What was I gonna show you? Oh, yes. So if you bring this open and go to your options, go to your second page right here, where the game settings. If you go down to the bottom, it will show you right here, save the world, automatic recycle / retire. Now, if you're in Battle Royale, you won't even see this menu. So this isn't something you'll see there. But this will let you decide what you're willing to automatically recycle. Now, whenever I was on the recycle thing, I could deselect it. So it's not going to just get rid of it without you verifying. But you won't have to go through and click each thing individually. Like if I apply this, everything below legendary is automatically going to recycle for me. And if I go through the list and I don't want it to, I can click each thing individually and hit unmark for retire or recycle, and I can keep it. But this keeps me from having to go through and click every single thing I want to get rid of. So that was that. So I said I was going to look at Fortnightmares. I went off on a tangent. I tend to go down rabbit holes. So let's do an easy mission. I can kind of run around and show you things. Alright, this will work. That's timed. I'm not actually going to do the mission. I'm just going to go in. So, one of the questions was, how do you find the dungeons and stuff in Fortnightmares? Oh man, she's gone off. Wall or this, and Josh video is meant. Well, is she on still? I'm sorry, I'm reading comments on Facebook. Okay, so back to what I was doing. So I'm gonna use my Outlander. And I'm gonna show you where to find the basements in the castles and stuff. Hopefully there's castles on this map. There's not always castles. Oh. Alright. Eventually it will join. Same thing as the other video. PlayStation 4 doesn't necessarily join real quick.
Home base is running out of fuel. But lucky for us, I've located an area rich in raw blue.
Hopefully there's a castle in here and I can show you.
Place an updated siphon on
There's
it
a castle right there.
many tanks as possible. Home base needs at least 6 tanks of blue glow
Or maybe
fine
there's
to put the fuel
not.
back
No,
at
there it is.
acceptable
Sweet.
levels.
Alright.
The more we get, the better it'll be
So
for
every castle is going to have this.
your window for collecting
And it'll be
tanks.
random which one it is. So you can't just like go in and pick whichever one.
Each siphon can
So every time you have a castle and you go in the castle, it's going to be a random castle. And so if you haven't had that castle yet, it will, you know, kind of highlight yellow. So if you go down in the basement, in here, the second level, if you see two trapdoors like this, you break those, it will take you into a sub-basement. Now this one doesn't have it, right? So that's not what you're looking for. So I'll go back up, and I'll go see if there's another basement in here. Let's see. There may not be another basement in here. Sometimes it's unfortunate. That's what it looks like. Alright, so here's a basement. Yeah, see, there it was. Every castle is going to have a basement like this. And then there's going to be a sub-basement in the castle. It's going to be two doors that you can break down and you can go down inside of. Now, if you go down inside of it, that will be the basement it's talking about locking for the missions. It's not talking about this right here. It's talking about the sub-basement. Unfortunately, I can't show you on this one because this one doesn't have it. There might be another castle. Probably not. It's probably a mansion. Let's see if I can find it. Alright. Let's see if I can find it. I'll go back there in a second because I want to show you the materials. I have fallen to my death so many times on my hoverboard because I go flying around in the corners and I just slide right off the map. It's happened so many times. My wife cracks up every time and makes fun of me. It makes her anxious. She doesn't like the heights in games. She can't play Mario because of the mushrooms. You're welcome, love. Alright, there's the mansion I was talking about. So every map's gonna, if it has a castle, it's gonna have a mansion, or it's gonna have another castle. Not all maps have castles and mansions, though. Okay, so, as far as this goes, just break the floor out. There's gonna be a basement. Alright, it's just like the other basement, looks like that. This is what I was saying in dungeons right here. That means there's something behind that wall, because it looks like it's been repaired. See, there's another little corridor. And there's the basement right there. So if you were to run through here, and you're like, well, prophecy, I don't see a basement. The reason why that's glowing is because I'm an Outlander. Outlanders let you see through walls. See if there's stuff to collect. Alright, so you talk through here, you don't see anything. So I destroyed that wall. There's the thing. So if I destroyed this, there should be a sub-basement. There we go. There's a staircase going down to a sub-basement. This right here is what the mission's asking for you to discover. The sub-basement below the basement. Most of these, not all of them, but most of them will have some sort of chest or something down here. There's actually another basement down there. I just saw bad guys lower. There's another basement right there. This is one of the reasons why I love Outlanders. I mean, like I said, they can see through walls. I saw there were husks below me because I could see them through the wall, or through the floor. It's a nurse, which sucks. I hate nurses. He's gonna explode. Throw that turret up and just let it do its job. Now, in Battle Royale, the doors stay open and save the world. They do not. So, there's nothing much down here, it doesn't look like. But, a lot of the time, there's chests and stuff down here. But always check behind these walls if you can. Especially if the wall looks like it's been repaired. Because there will be something behind the wall if it looks like it's been repaired. It could be just... It could be a chest, it could be the sub-basement floor that we were looking for, or it could just be, you know, just an ammo crate. But there will always be something behind the repaired walls in these dungeons. And that's it. I mean, there was nothing much down here, but if I was still unlocking stuff, this would have been one of the dungeons I needed to unlock. It's the basement below the basement is what they're looking for. And again, it's random every game. There's no way to force it to be the one you need. You just have to play and hope it's the one you need. And that's the same thing with the castles. You just gotta join and hope the castle you need that time. Oh, these right here is what I was talking about in the other video. So these are only usable by Outlanders for the main purpose. So the blue ones are charge fragments. If you look down at the bottom right, you'll see where my shock tower and bearer are. There's a 1 on there. It'll reduce the time it takes to use that ability again. Yeah. Always walk in these buildings, always try to break a floor out. Just to see if there's something underneath it. Now, I'm not going to jump down there because I'll probably get stuck because there's a glitch where you can get stuck in these. If you do get in, because you can't build, I think this is probably it. Oh no, you can build this one. There is a glitch where you get in some of these holes you cannot build. Like a ramp or anything like that. So what you need to do in that situation is to build you a floor. I can't actually build a floor in this one. The one I'm talking about will let you build a floor. I don't use Builder Pro when I play Save the World. I only use it in Battle Royale. So you would build a floor like this, right? And then you go over to your traps. Everybody has this. There is a jump pad, directional or up. You would build that jump pad, put it on the floor, and that would bounce you out of the hole that you can't get out of otherwise, because you wouldn't be able to build a ramp. It's kind of a shady glitch in the game, but because if you get in there, most people will just abandon the game because they're just like, well, screw it, I can't get out, I'm done. These little things right here, these will be on a lot of the maps from Candy on. What that does is that summons a mist monster, which is like the laser eye guy. That's who it summons. And when you kill him, it will give you a chest or a present. So when he dies, a present will show up where he dies. See? And that's if you see it on the map too, up on the top right, you'll see it up there, and it will have a thing. That'll be in these, it'll be in the regular map. Anytime you see the little circular thing on the map, that's one of those things that will summon an immense monster. Now this right here, these little things right here will give you metal if you mine them. Right? And at the end, it will also give you rough ore a lot of the time. This right here will also give you metal, and at the end of it, it will give you obsidian. Because it's the black color, you'll get obsidian for that. This right here will also give you rough ore most of the time. Sometimes it'll give you a better thing, but that will give you brick. Any of the things that look like rocks will give you brick. Let me see. Always search everything. You never know what you're going to get out of it. Sometimes you can get really good traps. Sometimes you get good guns. It's just random. Now this right here, this is bright core. This is what it looks like. This will give you metal when you break it, and at the end of it, it'll give you bright core. Man, that worked out well. This is the same thing as the one that was before. It'll give you metal, and when it's done, it'll give you obsidian. Let's see if I can find any more. Pretty nice little cave. That's the anti-material charge for the Outlander, and it is amazing. Like, watch, it'll break through all that wall. I collect all the materials. I love Outlanders. That's the reason why they're so awesome as, they're so awesome for harvesting. And that's what that one new perk from Clip gives you, where when I bust through a wall, instead of getting like 1 nuts and bolts, I can get 2 nuts and bolts and stuff like that. If you use her as a hero, oh, that's what I was talking about with her. So on the bottom left, you have your energy there, right? And so my energy with this hero is only 100, so I can only use my ability so many times, and then I'll run out of energy, and so now I can't do anything. See, I'm at 2, so now I can't use any of my abilities until my energy gets higher. Which, if you're in a fight, obviously isn't the greatest thing for it to happen. her energy is pretty low, and that's what her biggest drawback is. But there's actually heroes you can add to your survivor squads that will add energy to you. So this right here will give you brick, and it will give you quartz. See, I busted through that. I got black char mineral powder. So the rocks can give you black char mineral powder or oxidized mineral powder or things like that, depending on what level it is. So this will give you brick, but when I get done, it'll give me quartz. Quartz is used to make the best traps for the gel builds. The sound walls are made with quartz. The light walls are made with quartz, and I believe the freeze floors are made with quartz. Now all these traps right here, I'm not going to use these traps for anything, so I'm going to recycle them. So it will actually give me the materials that would take to make those traps normally. It'll give me that. Now I didn't used to do that either. This is actually a relatively new thing. It used to give you just like a random assortment of stuff, and it would be less than what the trap was. But now it actually gives you what it takes to make the trap, which is awesome. All right, and so that's basically it. I mean, I know it's not exactly what you wanted as far as like knowing the castles and things like that, but it is what it is. The caves are random on every map. There's no specific cave on any map. There's no specific basement on any map. There's nothing like that. Your best bet is, again, if there's a castle or a mansion on the map, there will be another castle or mansion. Always, and there's always a basement in the castle and mansion. Now, like this castle, the sub-basement wasn't what we were looking for, and that's unfortunate, but the mansion it was. So there will always be a basement, and there will always be 2 doors that go into a sub-basement. The sub-basement is what you need for the challenge. Go ahead and grab this. My dog saw a squirrel. So, get them to shut up real quick. So, and now that I'm in here, I might as well harvest, because anything you harvest while you're in a game, you'll get to keep. So even if I lose this mission, anything I got while I was in it, I get to keep. It's the same way in the normal setting, in any other setting. Now the only thing that doesn't add in, so like if I found a teddy bear, which is my daily mission, my daily mission is to find teddy bears, right? So if I found a teddy bear and I got it, and then I didn't complete the mission, it wouldn't give me credit for the teddy bears, so I would have to do that again. But anything else I get, like any materials I get from breaking rocks or trees or any of that, I get that carries over regardless if you win the mission. That's why the Atlas missions and the Ride the Lightnings are good missions, because you can join them, stay in them for like 40 minutes and just harvest if you need materials. Don't even bother with the mission. If you choose to do the mission, cool, you don't have to. Let me kill him real quick and then... I love the candy corn LMG. It's one of my favorite guns. I got it out of one of the chests here. This gun right here. It's an awesome schematic that you can get during Fortnightmares. Where's that? Right here. You should be able to unlock it in one of the llamas or whatever. And I love this thing. The magazine on it's so crazy. If you ever see a blue glow in the middle of a field like this is just something random. If you ever see like that blue glow right there, I can go up and pick that blue glow up. I'm just gonna be able to pick it right up, no problem. If you ever see one just randomly in a field with nothing really around it, I guarantee you that means there's a troll underneath it. And he's gonna come in and he's gonna snatch it. Now the first one will always have 2. Just pickaxe him. If you have a turret, you can throw your turret up and your turret will actually attack him and finish this for you. You do it 3 times. It'll give you 2 blue glow and a present. And I know that most of y'all probably already know that, but that's how you can tell if there's going to be a troll underneath it. Sometimes you can hear him, he'll make a noise. But if you ever see a blue glow just chilling out in the middle of a field, it's going to be a troll. Ooh, almost died on that one. Let's see if I can get... This will always have nuts and bolts in it. If you ever see one of these cans, it will always have nuts and bolts. If you ever see a can of Spam on the ground, usually in like survivor shelters or kind of like that one just randomly in a corner, it will always have bacon in it. Let's see if I can find a Spam can real quick. See, nuts and bolts. That was somebody asked about that. This will have nuts and bolts. This will, a lot of the fires you can search, that one you can't, there'll be random stuff in there. If you ever search a toilet, you will find bacon. I don't know why that's the case, but there's always bacon in toilets. There's always flowers or fibrous herbs and mushrooms and plants. You either get, if you search a plant, you'll either get a fibrous herb or you're going to get flowers. Fibrous herbs are amazing. It's what you use for gas traps, and to me, gas traps are the best trap in the game. See, I just got an efficient mechanical part just searching just like a random thing. So always try to search everything you can. Anytime you can. I mean, there's no harm in searching it. If you have too much stuff, it will drop it. And like, if you ever want to, like here's my inventory. Like, I'm probably not going to use copper ore or the silver ore anymore because I'm not going to play those low level missions. So if I needed to drop stuff, I would drop that. I would drop any 1 and 2 star stuff if I needed to make room because I'm in such high level. There's no reason to have it. Now right now I only have 128 items out of like 240, so I'm in no danger of running out of spots or whatever. So I'm not worried about it. Another ammo crate. I'm looking for a can of Spam. But yeah, like I said, cans of Spam will always be bacon. If you ever search a toilet, it will be bacon. If you search plants, it will be fibrous herbs or flowers. If you search corn stalks in some of the Canny Valley missions, the desert missions, they'll have like corn stalks, stuff like that. That will always be fibrous herbs. Yeah, so I just made it all the way around the map. Alright, so that's it for this one. I know it was kind of random at times. I kind of squirreled a few times, and that's my bad. Again, kind of like the other video, if there's anything I need to do differently, just let me know. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. You can write me on Facebook. You can write a message on this actual thing if you want. It's whatever. You can private message me if you don't want to put it on the Facebook page and you're afraid that somebody might criticize you or whatever. I won't put up with that, by the way, so if people are criticizing or being rude, just let me or Jamie know and we will handle it. Our page is supposed to not be toxic. Yeah. So let me go down here and see if I can find some materials real quick. Always, if you ever see a cave or a low point, always go down in it. There's no harm in exploring these caves, and there's almost always something down there, whether it be a chest or materials or something like that. There's almost always going to be something down inside of these things. This right here, oh, I didn't show you this earlier. This is coal. If you ever need coal, you'll see a thing like this that has like stuff like little black things coming out of it. It'll give you metal, but then when you get it, you'll get coal. And coal's good. Coal's used for making explosive ammo, things like that. So, as far as that goes, that is everything for that. That was talking about Fortnightmares, caves with materials, and survivor squads. And then I added a little bit about collection book in there, but I'll add more to that later because there's a lot to the collection book. So I hope this video was informative and it helps you, and I will see y'all later.